Welcome to Angel Air. My name is Anita Mayberry. Thank you for tuning in to this exact same moment, time, and place. I have a lovely guest with me here today.
Hello.
Hello, the beautiful Simona Manenti, and she's here to go ahead and allow us to travel with her on her journey and how Spirit has come to her. She's got some very beautiful, unique gifts, and she's got some beautiful inspirations and beautiful beings that surround her and are with her. And I'm going to go ahead and let the floor over to you, love. I'm going to ask you, how did Spirit come about to you in your life?
Well, in many ways and many times over my life. It started when I was very young. I didn't realize, being young, being children, and with my brothers and sisters playing around, and just always felt Mother Mary especially was always there. And I remember used to singing to her. I would go outside when there were storms and I would sing to her and she would just be there. But I thought it was my imagination. I've been always a very imaginative child, got in trouble many times from daydreaming in school and reprimanded by the teacher because I was always daydreaming, and the world that I was seeing was way more fascinating than the world in the classroom. So, and I kind of put it aside because at some point it became. I realized that people weren't taking it so well, or at least it was making me different from, even family members were looking at me as a bit different. And so I kind of went within and shut down, and not shut down, but just kind of, shut that gift down. Yeah. But the knowing was always there. There was always a lot of, I've been doing tarot cards since I was 12, 13 and giving readings to people very early on. Age. I know.
Oh my gosh,
and
so
we didn't even know what I was doing, but it was just I always knew things about people, and they always came out, and it was very easy. It was fun. And then about the time I was about 30, I was given the knowledge that my niece was going to die in 3 years, and that was so disturbing that I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't want this. It's not going to happen. I don't want it anymore. So I did shut it down. Although I could still see, Spirit will come through, like people who have passed, I would see them, and it's hard to stop because you're open to that, or at least I was open to that. But and then she did pass, and that was traumatic. But oftentimes that, a lot of people that had gifts, or they have latent gifts or hidden gifts that will come out after traumas. So whether it's it happens, and so then they came out forcefully at that point.
Wow.
And it started with me meeting my spirit guide and, making really connection with someone, his name is Fred. And I was buddy with Fred for the longest time. He's here, and, he's saying hi to everybody.
Yay, hi, Fred, we love you.
And he is from the 1920s.
Oh,
and
wow.
the nice thing about it is that I always loved music, song music from the 1920s, the clothing and all that. So, and he's always very stylish, very beautiful being, and opened me taught me how to go into the spirit world to communicate and do them, taught me my mediumship and gave me abilities to, close it what I didn't need to, because up until then, they would always wake me up in the middle of the night, and just interfere with my life all the time, as they mostly do, and they still do, right, they do. But, and then after that, I started communicating with angels. I wasn't sure who these other beings were, but eventually I accepted the fact that, even a common person like me was actually talking to someone, and there was a purpose for it, and I kind of gave into it and allowed for, and then just so many started coming in, and to the point of now even galactic beings and from other planet, which is fantastic.
Incredible.
Yes, I'm enjoying. I am so glad that I allowed this to go for, because there was a lot of growing up, there was a little bit of a stigma attached to it, so I wasn't so sure what, if it was going to be safe. And I'm sure there's probably a lot of people out there that, and
it can be a little scary.
It can be a little scary, yes.
You can put your foot in that water. Is it going to be cold?
Yeah.
Am I going to freeze?
And then you never know how people react to things. I mean, I remember clearly one time I was sitting with a girlfriend, and she'd been having troubles conceiving, and it just came out, you're going to have a child by December, and she did, and I said, it's going to be a boy, and you're going to have it by December next year, or this year, I don't remember when it was. And she looked at me as if, where did that come from? But then it happened, and I was like, okay, well, you know, it just, there was, you know, you just never know how people react to it, so I kept it hidden for a while, but I would, but now it's just, I am so in love with the beautiful beings that come all the time, between angels and archangels and, you know, the deities and anybody. It's fantastic. And what I love the most about it is that they're definitely guiding me into opening many people. And I just want to do that. I really want to just get everybody on board and everybody on, you know,
like that train.
Yeah,
all
just
aboard, get on. Like.
Why would you not want that?
Exactly.
You know, it's like, it's the most wonderful guidance. It's the most wonderful, loving experience. I've had, I got to share this. There was one time that it wasn't even, oftentimes Archangel Michael comes, especially when, right before something a little more tragic happens, you know, when your emotions are going to be challenged. Yeah, and you're vulnerable. And he came this time and he gave me this beautiful message, and then he held me for like 5 minutes. I have never felt love the way that you get from angels. I mean, it made me cry. There was one other time it happened in the middle of the night. I was dreaming, and that's also another thing. Well, there's lucid dreams that they actually feel so real.
Yes.
And it woke me up. I woke up crying from the love, the immense love that you feel. And I just want everybody to get at least a taste of that. It's just fantastic. And to know that there is such a beautiful...
And it does exist.
It does.
Anybody, if they're open and willing to accept that area,
Yes.
that spiritual dimension, or even a little space in your heart,
Yes.
they can gravitate towards that and feel that, because that's the real thing.
Exactly.
It's like tasting into a piece of fruit that's this and one
Yes.
that's organic, and you
can't go back. You cannot go back. Who would want to go back? It's like being in the darkness, and you know, it's like, no, please, don't ever put me back in the darkness. I don't want to, and I want everybody to be in that space. Yes, it is.
Oh,
well, that's the thing. No, but that's the thing. The message is that we all have it. We all have the ability to do this, to be in touch with our angels. We all have numerous amount of angels. Many beings that come to help us. Many spirits are here to help us. Both, you know, even loved ones that have passed over. And it's just such a wonderful thing when I actually see the special change in a person when they come to meditation, or if I'm doing a reading, and they actually get to feel, you know, one of their spirit guides or angel guides, that they come through and they get in touch with them, and they actually get confirmation, they get the right information about a question that they've asked, and they've done it themselves, and it's like, fantastic, yeah! Now you can do it from here on, you know? I showed you the way, now go, and you're good. And I love that part. I love to be able to see what the gifts of a person's are, and or at least, I guess the abilities is really given to me by spirit. It isn't something that I'm doing, so just like you, and you know, it isn't that. It just, I must have volunteered for this.
Yeah, we did before we came down. We signed the paperwork, the contract, everything.
And, you know, both the tribulations and the beautiful experiences to get us to where we are.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's like, you know, I love the fact that I can see what a person will become and what their gifts are, and to say, you know, all you have to do, this is what you can do. This is what you could be doing if you want to, you know. And that's all it is. Yes,
spiritual options. I love that.
And then just my other favorite thing that I've learned throughout was about that we do create. Like, you know, we create our realities, we create our life. And, you know, some things do happen because we already decided, but a lot of the things that we can bring to our lives are things that we created ourselves. And I love that. I love to be able to just manifest.
I'm a mega manifester.
Me too.
Everybody's like, this is the box, and I'm like, how about 10 times over the box? And how about universal, and how about other galaxies? And this isn't just a tiny little world. You know, we might be here, but there's all of this outside around us.
Yeah,
so.
And what I say to everybody is that where I am today is because I want it. And when I had a little bit of taste of something, just a little bit, I was like, well, how about a little more? I want a little more. And And now that I'm here, I was like, I want a little more. What about this? What, can I have this? Can I have the other? Actually, just the other night, like you were saying, Saturday, there was definitely, the storm was, it opened many doors. And they, as I was talking to a good friend of mine, I was able to actually see, which I never asked to see, to go in through dimension, the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th and 9th dimension. Which was really fantastic to even see it.
Absolutely incredible.
I've been exposed to it, but I really actually saw like a door opening, like I can't even describe it. It's like a fissure that opens in between in this world, and you can actually go there. And I shared it with her, and it was just awesome. And it's like, how can you not?
How did you feel that energy? Like, what was your experience in those? Because I think that people would love to expand upon that if you're able to share.
Well, the one thing that I know is that you're not going to be able to perceive what it really is in there, in those dimensions, because we are seeing things through the 3rd dimension.
Yeah,
so unless you adapt your eyes, or they allow you to see, you know, through the same vibration, then you won't be able to. So like, for example, when I went through these, I believe the 6th was through to go through the 7th, and the 8th and to the 8th dimension, and there was really nothing there, but the nothing was really not nothing. It was a lot, it was something, but to us looking with my eyes, it just didn't look like anything. But that energy that was in there, what they told me was one that of creation, that you actually can go in, and that's where you actually can create a lot of stuff, you know, and just go into
your pencil and your canvas and do that.
And you know, often they do get us. I know they're communicating with a lot of people who, you know, to just allow to use your brain, or at least to believe that you can actually manipulate and create and just, you know, do a lot of stuff. So.
That's fun.
It is fun. It is the fun part. Everybody, I know.
Just say, okay, let's put a little bit of this in there.
But the biggest thing is that people don't, you know, you gotta believe.
Yeah.
Belief is what really makes it happen. So if you don't believe it, then it might not happen because of that. So
it's like breathing the life into it, and it activates it. It's like, oh, okay, it's here now.
Yeah.
So.
And it's just so I can't, you know. And I've always loved like seeing through different dimensions, seeing through different realms, and going into the fairy world. And you know, I want people to be able to do that, to just kind of think of the fairy, and there they are, because there they are. There's right over there, you know. And then you can look over there, and you can see the being that is with that tree over there. And you know, I just, why wouldn't you want that? You know, why wouldn't you want to see that? It just is such a fantastic world. Yes.
It's too beautiful not to.
Absolutely. I appreciate so much when I get to see, even Saturday, Sunday we did, I did a workshop here. It was about meeting your angels, archangels, and spirit guides and whatever, and just being able to see, you know, you just, what I loved about doing, what I love mostly too about doing, another part that I love about this work is just seeing the energy of a person and being able not to stop. You know how, I guess it wants to say hi. You know, the saying not to judge a book by its cover, and oftentimes I think people run into issues and situations because they stop about, you know, they're not willing to see further. But oftentimes, if you just look at their light and their soul, then you feel the beauty, and it just, you know, and if you feel the love, and you get past all that, you know, and it's, I love seeing that, and I always say, oh, it was so good to see you, and what I mean is just, it was so good to see your soul, you know, not just, I love to see you too, but it's just wonderful to see the beautiful light that everybody has. Everybody has a beautiful, beautiful light.
I think they need to hear that too, because so many people are like, but, you know, that's not something that, you know, comes to me or is, you know, I can see or I can hear, but, you know, if you just have faith and trust in that and just allow yourself to be open.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure your meditation classes have to be something spectacular.
I don't know. They're fun, and the people do, you know, seem to, I can see the progressions as they come. So, and I'm just grateful the Spirit always shows up, and so many beings to just allow, you know, to, because they know they're coming. They're coming, and like oh yeah, we can work on that. And I get excited too, and I benefit from it too. And it's like, you know, it's a work, you work together. You're not working, I'm not just doing something for someone. It's a, you know, it's something that we give to each other. So the participation of their energy, putting it all together, it just magnifies. And you should see the beings that some of these, you know, wonderful souls they bring to this meditation. It isn't, you know, it's a gift they could only realize that actually they're the ones that are bringing. so many beings, and their participation is also making it fantastic. So, and I try to tell them all the time, and you know, and I think they know that. Hopefully, they do.
And sometimes it's cute because they'll come and they don't even know why they're coming.
Yes,
like, I'm drawn to go to this class or this workshop, just like we are. We're like, I don't know what it is with that solar spirit, or even just seeing a picture of them. We're like, I have to go.
Yes.
There's something about that energy that
absolutely.
I need to get in there and sit in it and just absorb it and
Absolutely.
take it for what it's worth and run with it.
It always works that way, and I follow that because it never stirred me wrong. And whenever it felt like it wasn't the right thing to do, always listen to that. The few times that I haven't listened, I was like, oh, I should have listened to that. I should have really listened to that. So, but yeah, it's I love the meditation nights. They really are fantastic. It just the energy sometimes that comes through. It's wondrous. You know, it really is. So
beautiful. It's so beautiful. I have to say that on our first encounter of meeting each other, it definitely felt like a reunion and a sister. And I just want to let the people who are tuning in right now know that you have such a beautiful soul and spirit, and you're so easy to talk to. It's like, you know, some people, they have different energies around them and whatnot, and God bless them for that. But it's like when you and I connected, it was like this old soul reunion, and it just felt magical and so beautiful. And the energy that you bring to the table is just massive. But you know, I was open and I was willing to hear everything you had to say, and I felt so grateful being in that energy, and everything that you said I could feel. You know, you can feel your love, and I can see your light from afar, and it's overwhelming, but it's beautiful overwhelming. I'm like, overwhelming, but I want to embrace that because it's just so lovely. And I can't thank you enough for allowing yourself to come
I'm
out
speechless.
And flourish. It feels so good to be next to you today. It really
thank you.
does.
It's the same for you. I think that I'm really learning that I know that the people that come into our lives are just a reflection of ourselves.
Yes, that's so true. That is so true.
It is a truth. And I am learning to receive just as much as giving, because I think, you know, many of us do. And I'm not at fault, but I'm guilty of that, of just giving, always giving and giving, and not allowing the receiving part. So it's very uncomfortable, actually. Even hearing you saying that, I don't see myself that way. I'm glad that you do, and I hear it from other people, so it you know, but it's uncomfortable too.
Yes, it can be.
But
you allow yourself to slowly let that sink in.
Yes.
And that's a big part of growth too, is one of the things. When you really learn to love more of who you are in your spirit, the universe wants to give us.
Yes.
I say this, it sounds like, you know, a repetitive cycle going through and through, but I love this one. It's that the universe embraces manifestation, it embraces growth and change.
It does. It does.
When we allow our heart chakras to open and the beauty unfold for us, it's like they just bring it and pour it on, and it's like showering
Absolutely.
you. And
that's the message.
I can just see showering going on right now, and all the beautiful light beings that are surrounding you right now, of all different dimensions, they're rooting you on. You're like, you're doing it. Yes.
Yay. I know. It's a little, it's sometimes daunting, and I appreciate you saying that. It's absolutely true. And the one thing that I keep reminding myself is that, yes, if the guidance comes, and since, you know, the message, you know, since I'm channeling messages, and they're for others and for myself too, and I have to respect that. If that gift was given, I need to respect that. If they're telling me to shine brighter, then to shine brighter, and to appreciate that. And if I can say to someone how beautiful you are, and really, and I mean it, that someone can also say that to me too, and to appreciate it for what it is.
Ooh, I like
right?
that. That's
so,
a good one.
and I remind myself of that as much, because saying that to someone and validating what you see and really glorifying them for who they are, it's an important thing. It's important for them. It's, you know, you're uplifting them, and you're giving a beautiful gift to them, but that you have to allow yourself to also receive it the same way. So, you know,
exchanging of energy.
Yes, and so I remind myself of that, and I'm working on it.
Good. Beautiful work in progress, if there is
It
one.
It is.
That's
Thank
lovely.
you.
That's lovely. Well, I want to ask you, sweetheart. You know, where do you feel yourself and your growth going from here? Where would you like that to manifest? Because when we speak it and we say it, the vibrations get sent out. And
yes.
I mean, I can feel and sense and see for you some beautiful things that are in the works. But where will you take this energy next? What would you like to expand upon?
I definitely want to spend more on really communicating with more beings, more angels, archangels, and just really get. But they're already, even if I say this, is you're already doing it.
Yeah.
It's like,
so you're good.
You know, I'm good there, I guess. Yeah. But I haven't even thought about it where I'm going to go with this. I kind of trust that there is a plan, and I've been told there is a plan, and I don't need to know what's the future is going to come from me, and just to trust it and just go with it. Because I really, if I do, then I think I'm going to get in the way.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to do that. I know that I want to better myself, because I know by bettering myself, I can also help others, and that never fails. And that's an agreement, you know, you make, and you have to be willing to then receive the lessons. And as we were talking, yes. Lessons can be challenging yes. sometimes, but once you get through the hurdle, then you see the beauty of it and what you learn and didn't learn. So I know that that's part of me, and I don't want to say, I hear a lot of people say, I just want to be done with the lessons. When are you going to be done with the lessons?
But yeah, honestly.
It really is, because to get to a point that you're done, you're really then going to be done being here on Earth, and then you're going to pass on. So, you know, I don't want to do that yet.
No, we got too much stuff to do while we're here.
Got a lot of fun. And I want to have fun with this. I want to explore everything. That's, if you're asking, I really want to get in touch. I want to know it all. I want to experience it all. I want to, like they asked me actually to put a piece of paper and lift it just by thinking of it from my palm of the hand. And I know I can do that, but I haven't done it yet because I'm intimidated by it. But I know. I know. But it's just, I don't know, I'm just, you know, I'm still willing to learn, and I want to learn. I want to learn it all. That's what I want.
I'm so grateful for you for wanting to do that. I really am, and I hope it's okay to say, but yes. When I asked that question, I see traveling for you coming up. So I'm just letting you know confirmation for that is coming for you. Yeah. And kind of the reason why I poked you with that is just allow your mind to go wherever it feels guided to go. And not necessarily having an exact plan, but allowing everything to unfold, just how you know that that's the way Spirit loves to roll, so to speak.
Yes, it does.
But I see traveling for you, so just keep allowing yourself to expand and just keep growing, because I see different parts of the globe lighting up as we're speaking. So, you know, I would love to check back in with you and see where you've been and what you're doing, and tune in with that with you, because I know that you have very big things headed for you, and you're already doing the work, and I'm proud of you, and I'm happy for you, and all the beautiful souls that you've touched, are touching, and will touch.
Thank you, sweetie. That's very nice. That's lovely to hear, and I appreciate it. I'm so very grateful, and I love to hear that. Traveling is actually one of the things that I love doing, so I'm looking forward to it.
They know that. They're like, check.
I can just pack my bags and go tomorrow.
Exactly, right?
Although I don't have my passport, but I'll get that done. I know. But yeah, traveling is one of the, and they gave me a glimpse. They did give me many glimpses, and but I'm really good at putting that aside, because I like to, what I know that I can see all the things, how it all connected, you know, because I was born in Italy, and I lived there until I was 23 years old, and I've been here for about 20 years. So, you know, it's interesting to see how making a decision to move here is actually what it allowed for this to happen. You know, it was all tied in. And this could have actually happened a lot earlier. It's just that I was in, you know, I was like, I can't do this right now.
You have to be ready.
Yes, you have to.
When you open that door, you can't go back.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
Like, I mean, you can try, but Spirit will just come tapping on you.
And that's the truth. And that's something very important for everybody, that, you know, if that's in your path, it will come around. You don't have to worry that you've either not made the right choice or wasted time, or you haven't, you know, why didn't this happen earlier? It just, everything happens. It's all tied in. It's all a beautiful big picture. Trust in the angels. They're always helping you and guiding you to the right place. And even if you take a different path, it's not like there is a wrong one or a right one, but there's always many different paths that you can take. And, you know, in this moment right now, this is what could happen for both of us.
Exactly.
But tomorrow it could be completely different, and that's okay. It's just,
that's what we breathe now. That's the energy and the oxygen that we breathe. It's just allowing that energy to just say, okay, like 1 minute it could be one way, the next it could be the other, but let's just roll and see what happens.
Absolutely.
And that's where, when you unlock the treasures and the doors, and they open up, and it's like, boom, yes.
Oh, it's
let's go through that door.
It is
magical and fun.
It does. That's exactly how I feel. I feel just like this, like, oh, I want to go through that one. I'm not ever afraid, you know. It's like, it's always going to be fantastic. I'll never forget when I went through the door of like the magical creatures and, oh my God, and the dragons and meeting and seeing the dragons. Oh, they're fantastic. Oh, they are.
And intense they can be sometimes.
They are very important. Yes.
You could just sit them and they just talk.
Yes.
Talk. I love
Oh,
them.
they're fantastic.
They're fabulous.
They are. I
Fabulous
love.
creatures.
So what I did is I started seeing dragons, you know, different people and stuff like that, and I was like, I want one. I really want one. It better be blue.
Did it come knocking on your door?
Yes.
When they do that.
And so I got my blue dragon, and it was sent to, you know, a friend of mine who he has this beautiful, beautiful orange red dragon, enormous. I mean, the energy that came from him, I fell in love with that dragon. And he was pretty taken, I don't know if he was taken with me, but anyway, it was a nice energy. And then after that, I was like, I want my own. I really want my own.
That's awesome.
So, but it just, that's all it takes. It's not that there's anything special about any one of us. All of us can do that. Yeah. It will come when it's meant to come. It couldn't have come any other time because I might have not accepted it. You know, I might have not been ready. You do have to be energetically ready for that kind of energy. It doesn't just, you know, although they're showing me right now that some children are being born with them, which is fantastic.
I am super excited to hear that.
So is your daughter, and so is your son, who will be born with them. So your daughter is going to be yellow. Oh, wow. And your son is going to be gold. Wow. Ooh, how nice. That's fantastic.
I hope they change the world. I hope they keep growing and allow beautiful things to unfold.
And they will.
Just keep going and going and going.
Yeah,
and
your daughter's very important.
Anyway.
All right, cool. Fantastic.
God bless that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Children
Sorry.
of the world, I'm here. I'm here. I love you all. I want to embrace all of you, every single one of you, and give you hugs and kisses and sparkles.
And I also want to, just because this is the fun part of when the galactic beings come in. And some of them are just fantastic. I know. And they're just, it's just, the energy alone is just amazing. And the trips have taken me to, the spaceships that I've been on.
Aren't they incredible?
Oh, they're fantastic.
Oh, they're so out of this world. It's just, it's hysterical. It's like, you know what, you envision these kinds of things and then they pop up and you're like, yes, you are real, you are here.
Absolutely.
And I am walking around in this spaceship that's like, you know, ninth dimensional, but let's just do this.
It was fantastic. I mean, it just, some of these trips, I don't even, I mean, I love it. I love it. And you know, one thing that they always told me, and I understand now why in school I was terrible, with really bad dyslexia, so my writing and reading was awful, but I had a teacher for 5 years that she constantly told me, it's like, you're really not good at writing, but your imagination is wild.
I love that. I love that.
Your imagination is what gives you the points, because if it wasn't for that, I would have to fail you every time.
You rock. I love that.
So at least I've always known, but now I know where it's coming from. But you know, a lot of the books that you see, you know, sci-fi, or you know, then you see it in the movies. You know, those people are getting their ideas from a higher place. It's not, you know, always. And
it's funny, you'll be like sitting there writing or typing or journaling, and you're like, wait, where did that come from? It didn't come from this earthly vessel, it came from somewhere else.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, okay, gotcha, hi up there.
Yes, fantastic. And yeah, absolutely, I love that part too. So.
Well, I just want to say, you know, this is just a joy and an honor to be here with you today, love. And you know, I know that I can just sense that we'll have you back on. I can just feel that energy. And I know, again, I'm going to say it again. I just want to repeat it so you can hear it. You are going to do big and beautiful things. You are already doing them. You have done them. And I can see all the energy that's around you. And you just growing and evolving and just allowing everything to unfold how it's supposed to. And I am so thrilled for you. I'm so happy for you.
Oh my God.
I
am proud of you. Yeah. You have no idea. You are fantastic. And I can't wait to see you doing all the beautiful things that you're doing. This girl is going to rock the world. I'm telling you.
Gosh, I mean so much. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to Angel Air today at this exact same moment, time, and place. You all have a beautiful, wonderful evening, day, and you just never know where I'm going to pop up next. Stay tuned.